I guess I'll ask you guys, why do you think you look the way you do?
Wait, what?
Why do you think you appear the way you do?
Because my parents.
Your parents.
Their genes.
Alright.
I need something to write on. Okay, go ahead.
Any other ideas?
Yeah, and you inherit different genes from your parents. That's all I got.
Would you say you look exactly like your parents, or more like your mom since you're a girl?
No.
No.
Alright. Well, in our discussion, we have the scenario about baby mice. Sarah's pet mouse had babies. 5 of the babies were black and 2 were white. The father mouse was black, the mother mouse was white. Seraph and his friends wondered why the mice were different colors, and here are their ideas. One idea was that baby mice inherit more traits from their fathers than their mothers. Another was baby mice got half their traits from their father and half from their mother. Male traits are stronger than female traits. Black mice have more traits than white mice. The black baby mice are probably male, and the white baby mice are probably female. Parents' traits, like fur color, don't matter. Nature decides what something will look like. And then our last idea is that blood type determines what traits babies will have. Which of these ideas do you feel more represent how you think you became the way you are?
You get half and half. Well, that's what I would think, but then since they're not, like, gray, I'm not really sure.
I think none of these are right, because, where it says baby mice inherit more traits than their fathers and their mothers, that's not always true. Sometimes it could be. The baby mice got half their traits from their father and half from their mother. That's not true either, because I've got most of my genes from my dad.
So maybe it's
And the rest of these
maybe the black mice were boys and the white mice were girls. I don't know, maybe. Because they inherited their parents' direct traits based on their gender.
Yeah. Well, it's close. Actually, the best answer was the baby mice got half the traits from their father and half from their mother. Since the woman carries part of the information and the dad carries half of the information. When it comes to making an egg, and that's where babies come from, eggs. Doesn't seem like it, but that's where they come from. And the other one that was slightly right was the blood type one. Since you do get your blood type from your parents. And that's how people determine if that's actually a child of a person, but that's not going to overall create who you are. And to explain on why the father mice and the son mice aren't necessarily going to be black just like the father is, because there are dominant genes and recessive genes. And the recessive gene was the whiteness, and the dominant gene was the black fur. And the reason why it doesn't go on gender lines is because both of these genes are going to be passed on to the baby. It's just that the dominant one takes a lot less to show than the recessive one. That is what makes the dominant one appear to be dominant, even though it's not necessarily stronger or better for an environment. Let's see. This was all brought up by Gregor Mendel, who discovered the dominant and recessive genes using pea plants. You guys heard of him?
What's his name?
Gregor Mendel.
Greg what?
Gregor Mendel.
Gregor Mendel, and he did this during what?
With pea plants. He's a monk. And you brought up earlier how like they didn't turn out gray. I'm not necessarily sure why they didn't turn out gray, but when Gregor Mendel was doing his things with his pea plants, he noticed that he would end up with like pink plants, or if he'll mix like a red plant and a white plant. But that's a whole different thing of like co-dominance and all those shenanigans. Let's see. What was I going to ask? Oh. Would you say your emotions or your personality would come from your genes or somewhere else?
I feel like that's separate. I mean, maybe some of your personality traits might be similar, but like emotions, that's based on brain chemistry, not genetics.
And you got that. things like your intelligence level, your preferences, your favorite food, that's all. Your environment. Just because your parents like spaghetti, you're not going to end up liking spaghetti. That doesn't get passed on. Things that do get passed on are like hair color, the amount of arms and legs you have. If things get messed up there, that can be pretty bad.
So basically, physical traits will be passed on, but behavioral traits are less
Pretty
likely.
much, yeah. I'm out of things to talk about. How much do I know I have?
4.5 minutes.
4.5 minutes. I guess I will bring up mutations then. When you hear the word mutation, do you think of anything bad or?
I was just reading about this from what we had to do. Mutation like has a negative connotation on it, but mutation is just like a change.
That's basically it. Jeez, I can't talk about that without getting like DNA and stuff. Jeez. How do you think nature weeds out the bad mutations and the good mutations?
Well, I imagine bad mutations wouldn't survive long, so they wouldn't be able to have as many children that could carry those genes, opposed to people who have the good ones.
Mm-hmm. What would you call it?
Natural selection.
Pretty much. And there's actually, even like early on, if something goes wrong when the egg is being, well, not the egg, but the zygote, technical term, but like when the baby is being made, if there's just too many mutations running around, the baby just won't form or become a baby.
So is that why miscarriages happen? There's too many mutations that just can't handle it.
Not necessarily. That's a lot of other stuff. But like, oh geez, this is too deep for kindergarten class.
Well, sorry, when you said that, it just had me thinking. It's an interesting point.
It is interesting. I want to look more into that actually. You guys have any more questions?
Nope.
Come on, Alexis, you're always one to talk. You cover the last 3 minutes.
Not on the camera. I don't really know.
I'll talk anyways. This is just terrible.
Just start talking. You still got 2.5 minutes. Just talk about anything that's
You don't
even
have to fill up the
similar.
time, do you?
Yeah,
I'm
you do.
going to, so you guys better tell me in your own words what do you think of Gina?
Nope.
Come on, just answer.
A gene is what makes up. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. You know those words that, like, you know what they are, but you
Yeah.
can't describe them?
That's me.
Gene's one of them.
I don't know. I guess maybe it's like what holds the information from your parents.
It's like the traits. They make up the DNA. Is that right or wrong?
Yes, they make up DNA because DNA is made up of amino acids and inside of me.
Just got a minute and a half to go. Anything.
Maybe I should teach middle school. This is throw down DNA.
Well, technically, you could teach
transcription
6th grade.
Yeah.
You're right. I like younger kids. All right, getting back on topic. I just remembered something I was going to talk about and I can't find it. It wasn't that. I remember now. Do you think it took only like one gene to make your eye color or your hair color or like
No.
a bunch of them?
I'd have to take a bunch of them.
Where do you think you could find your DNA at? Like, does it only control your appearance, or did it make you?
I guess since cells are building blocks, wouldn't it make sense if genes were found in cells?
Yeah.
Because the cell has to know what it has to do. 30 seconds.
30 seconds, great. You guys ever heard of Punnett squares?
Oh, yeah. I have. The big X and the little X, the X and the line, and you like match them up.
Yeah, and that goes into like codominance and everything, and that's even more Burger Mendel. He was in his crazy pea points. People didn't accept his ideas at first. They were like, "Oh, that's not right. Your blood determines how you're gonna turn out." And that was actually where that kid's idea came from. Where is it? Billy. Yeah, Billy. His response is similar to historical beliefs, and people thought that traits were passed down through your blood. There's actually like I think it's in Japan where they think that if you're like type A blood type, you're gonna have this personality. They take it like a big deal. Like they'll greet people like, "Hi, I'm type blood type B. We can be friends."
Well, fun little fact, actually in like Asian cultures, like they do horoscopes based on blood types like we do zodiac
Oh,
signs.
that's cool. I didn't know how like permeated that was.
And so I would have thought that too, but I just know that it's not by blood type because everyone in my family has the same blood type except for my dad. But that's my dad.
And yeah, like I have the same blood type as my mom, but I act more like my dad. Like she and I are A, but my dad's O, but I act almost exactly like him.
Yeah, and O is very rare. My dad has O too.
They can donate their blood. I don't even know what my blood type is. They screwed up when they were trying to draw my blood.
Well, we've hit the time. We're good.
Good.
Nice.